I used to think love was a straight road, paved smooth by trust and a good woman. Turns out, even the best roads crack when you stop checking the foundation. I'm sitting on my porch swing now, the wood creaking under me like it's tired of holding up my weight. It's March 2025, and the Cleveland dusk is settling in, painting the sky a bruised purple. My hands, rough from years of turning wrenches, grip a chipped coffee mug. It's empty, but I hold it anyway, something to steady me while my mind spins. I'm 67, retired, and supposed to be at peace. But peace is a stranger these days, ever since I started wondering if the life I built with Linda was real. It started back in '92 at a 4th of July cookout on the east side. The air was thick with charcoal smoke and laughter, kids chasing fireflies while the adults nursed beers. I was 34, a mechanic with grease under my nails and no plans beyond fixing cars. Then I heard her, Linda's laugh, sharp and bright, cutting through the noise like a spark plug firing. She stood by the grill, balancing a plate of ribs, her hazel eyes catching mine over the flames. I don't know what it was, maybe the way she tilted her head, or how she didn't look away, but I was hooked. 17 months later, we were hitched in a little church off Euclid Avenue. Her in a white dress, me in a borrowed suit. We promised forever, and for a long time, I thought we'd make it. We bought this house, 2 bedrooms, a sagging roof, but ours. Sundays were for drives along Lake Erie, windows down, her hair whipping in the wind. Mornings mint coffee at the kitchen table, no words needed, just the clink of our mugs and the hum of the world waking up. It wasn't fancy, but it was us. That was then. 3 years ago, the air between us shifted. Linda's 64 now, still working as a secretary at that law firm downtown. She started staying late, deadlines, she'd say, or team meetings that dragged on. I'd wait up, the TV flickering in the dark, but she'd come home quiet, her purse slung over her shoulder like a shield. We'd argue over dumb stuff, burnt toast, a gas bill I forgot to pay, but it wasn't about that. I could feel her drifting like a car I couldn't tune right anymore. I'd ask how her day was, and she'd shrug, eyes on her phone. Fine, Frank. Just tired. I'd nod, but the silence wasn't comfortable like it used to be. It was cold, heavy like wet snow piling up. I told myself it was age, or work stress, or maybe me not being enough. But I couldn't shake the ache in my gut, the one that said something was off. Then came the day that broke everything open. It was a rainy Tuesday, the kind where the sky looks like it's crying for you. I'd gone out to her Toyota to grab a grocery list she'd left in the glove box. The car smelled like her perfume, lilac, sharp and sweet, but there was something else, a faint whiff of cigarettes she didn't smoke. I leaned over to check the floor mat, and that's when I saw it, a lacy black bra stuffed under the passenger seat. My fingers froze an inch from it. Linda's a practical woman, cotton, beige, nothing frilly. This wasn't hers. My stomach twisted like I'd swallowed a bolt. I pulled it out, the fabric soft and foreign in my hands, and sat there in the drizzle, staring. When I brought it inside, she was at the sink, scrubbing a pan. "Found this in your car," I said, holding it up. Her sponge stopped mid-scrub. "Oh, that's Jen's," she said, too quick, eyes flicking to the window. She must have left it after lunch last week. Jen, her co-worker. Maybe. But Linda's voice was tight, and she wouldn't look at me. I wanted to believe her, God, I did, but my chest felt like a vice was clamping down. I stood there, water dripping from my hair onto the linoleum, and all I could think was how steady my hands used to be. I'd spent decades fixing engines, carburetors, timing belts, things I could take apart and put back right. But this I couldn't fix with a wrench. That night, I lay awake, her soft snores beside me, and the doubt grew roots. I needed to pull us back, to find the us we'd lost. So the next morning, over coffee, I tried. "How about a weekend trip?" I said, keeping it light. "Just us like old times. Maybe put in bay, watch the boats." She stirred her mug, staring into it like it held answers. "Can't," she said finally. "Work outing this weekend. You wouldn't enjoy it anyway. Bunch of office talk. Her lips twitched, not quite a smile, and she got up to rinse her cup. I watched her go, the kitchen suddenly too big, too quiet. Alone with the hum of the fridge, I made a promise to myself. I'd find out what she was hiding. Because if love's a road, I wasn't ready to let it crumble without a fight. I couldn't sit still anymore. That lacy bra under Linda's car seat wasn't just a thing, it was a crack splitting my world open. I had to know. I'm no detective, no fancy guy with gadgets, but I've got my hands in my head, and that's enough. In the garage, under a tarp stiff with dust, I found it. An old burner phone from the 90s, a flip job I used for side gigs back when cash ruled. Took me an hour, fumbling with wires and a yellowed manual, but I rigged it to track her Toyota. Call it mechanic's trick, knowing how things move, how to follow an engine's hum. That Friday, my phone buzzed with her text. Staying late again, big case. My gut churned. I grabbed my keys, the burner glowing faint in my palm, and made my choice. I'd follow her. The rain came down hard, drumming on my pickup's roof like it wanted to drown my thoughts. I kept the wipers on low, peering through the blur as the burner's signal blinked. It didn't lead downtown to her law firm. No, it pulled me west, across the Cuyahoga, to a rough edge of Cleveland. Mickey's Tavern sat low and grim under a neon sign, its red glow bleeding into the wet pavement. I parked across the street, engine off, windows fogging with my breath. Through the street glass, I saw her, Linda, my Linda, inside. She was at the bar, hazel eyes catching the light, but not on me. They were on him. Some guy, mid-50s maybe, slick hair, sharp suit, a lawyer's smirk. She leaned in, shoulder brushing his, and laughed. A sound I hadn't heard at home in years. My chest tightened, air thinning. Then it happened. His hand grazed her cheek. She tilted her head up. Their lips met, quick, sharp like a spark jumping. It cut me deep. My knuckles whitened on the steering wheel as I kept my pickup a block behind her Toyota, the burner's signal flickering like a heartbeat on the seat beside me. The rain smeared taillights into red streaks, and every turn she took twisted the knot in my gut tighter. I wasn't built for this, sneaking around, playing shadow, but I'd tracked engines through junkyard with less to go on. A horn blared somewhere, sharp and sudden, and I flinched, half expecting her to glance back and spot me. She didn't. Her car wove through the wet streets, oblivious, and I followed, the hum of my tires on asphalt the only sound keeping me tethered. I didn't scream or smash the window. I just sat there, hands shaking, watching the rain blur their shapes. When they left, I tailed them. The burner danced as her Toyota wound through streets, him in a sedan behind. They pulled into the Lakeside Inn, a cheap spot off the highway with flickering lights. I parked in the dark, grabbed my old Kodak from the glove box, a relic, and snapped photos. Click, her hand on his arm in the lot. Click, his grin at the door. Click, her laughing like she was 30 again. The camera shook in my grip, shutter loud in the cab. They checked in, vanishing behind a chipped blue door, and I sat there, rain pounding, photos hot in my lap. 32 years, Sundays, coffee mugs, quiet mornings, and she was in there with him. My Linda. The drive home was a haze, headlights smearing, wipers thumping like a pulse I couldn't feel. I stumbled into the kitchen, the house dark but for the fridge's hum. A beer from the shelf was my company, lukewarm and flat, but I clutched it. The photos spilled onto the table, proof staring back. Her smile, his hand, that kiss. Rage boiled up, hot and jagged, but grief hit harder, cold, sinking into my bones. I wanted to smash something, hear glass break like my insides. But I didn't. I sat, staring at those pictures and rehearsed. 32 years, Linda. How do you throw that away? My voice cracked low, testing the words. Was it me? I said it again, louder, bottle sweating in my fist. I'd spent my life rebuilding. Engines, rusted hulks no one could save. Now I was planning to dismantle the one thing I thought I'd built right. Our marriage. Her lie. Me. The kitchen clock ticks past midnight. each second a nail in my patience. I'm sitting at the table, the burner phone glowing dim beside me, its cracked screen a lifeline to the truth. The photos are fanned out, her hand on his arm, that kiss, like a deck of cards I can't unshuffle. My hands, steady once, tremble now, but not from fear. It's resolve, cold and hard, settling in my bones. Linda's key rattles in the lock, and the door swings open. She steps in, blouse wrinkled, hair mussed, muttering something about a filing deadline that's kept her late again. She freezes when she sees me, the lamplight carving shadows across her face. I don't move. Don't blink. Just slide the photo across the table, the one with her lips on his, and say I know. My voice is low, gravel over steel, and it stops her cold. Her eyes lock on the picture, and the color drains from her cheeks like water down a sink. For a second, she's still. Then her mouth twists, defiant, like I've seen her get when I've pushed too hard about the bills or the yard. You're imagining things, Frank, she snaps, tossing her purse onto the counter. You're old and paranoid. That's all this is. Her words sting, sharp as a slap, but I don't flinch. I lean forward, elbows on the table, and start laying it out. Mickey's Tavern. Friday night. Rain coming down. You and him, laughing, kissing like I wasn't even a memory. Her breath hitches, but I keep going. The Lakeside Inn. I followed you. Saw you check in. Heard you laughing a lot. Each word's a hammer, pounding nails into the coffin of her lie. She stares, lips parting, then fires back. You spied on me? That's sick, Frank. You've lost it. Her voice rises shrill, but it's shaky now, cracking at the edges. She paces, arms crossed tight, throwing excuses like sparks off a grinder. It was nothing. A friend. You're blowing this up. But I don't budge. I tap the photo, my finger steady now. This ain't nothing, Linda. This ain't a friend. Her defiance falters, eyes darting to the floor, the wall, anywhere but me. Then it breaks. She sinks into a chair, hands over her face, and the tears come, quiet at first, then heaving. 6 months, she chokes out. His name's Paul, a co-worker. It was an escape, just a moment. Her voice is small, like she's confessing to a priest, not the man she married. I feel the air leave me, a punch I didn't brace for. Escape. My voice cracks, raw and ragged. I was your husband, not your jailer. 32 years, coffee every morning, drives by the lake. That was a cage to you. She looks up, eyes red, but there's no answer, just silence, thick and suffocating. I stand, chair scraping the linoleum, and she flinches like I've raised a hand. I haven't, won't, but the hurt's boiling over, and I can't stop it. I fix things, Linda. Cars, leaks us when we fought. You didn't give me a chance to fix this. She grabs her purse, movements jerky, and heads for the door. I can't do this now, she says, voice breaking. I need air. I step forward, words spilling out. You don't get to run from this. You broke us. But she's already gone, the door slamming shut behind her, the echo bouncing off the walls. I'm left standing there, the kitchen too big, too empty. My eyes land on our wedding photo on the wall. Us in '93, young, smiling, her in that white dress, me awkward in that suit. I love her then. Thought I still did. But that thread, the one holding us together all these years, it snapped. I sink back in the chair, staring at those frozen smiles, and feel the weight of it all crash down. Betrayal, rage, a hollow ache I can't name. The days after Linda walked out blur into a gray haze, like the Cleveland sky forgot how to clear. I don't leave the house much, just sit in the recliner, a bottle of scotch on the side table, the TV flickering mute in the corner. The amber burns going down, but it doesn't fill the quiet. Her stuff's still here, her coat on the hook, a half-empty shampoo bottle in the shower, and it's like she's haunting me without being here. The phone rings sometimes, her number flashing, and I let it go to voicemail. First one's an apology, soft and shaky. Frank, I'm sorry. I messed up. Then they turn a please. Please talk to me. I need you. I listen, glass in hand, but don't call back. My chest a tangle, anger, hurt, and something softer I can't shake. 3 days in, I'm out of ice and excuses, so I shave, throw on a jacket, and agree to meet her. The diner on Lorraine Avenue, our old spot. Against my better judgment, I go. She's already there when I walk in, tucked into a booth by the window, the same one where we'd split cherry pie on rainy Sundays. She looks older, lines deeper around her eyes, hair limp, hands trembling around a coffee mug. The bell above the door jingles, and she looks up, hazel eyes catching mine. I slide in across from her, the vinyl creaking under me, and wait. She starts talking, voice low, spilling it all. It's over, Frank. Paul, he ended it a week ago, said I was too much drama. A bitter laugh escapes her. My friends, they've pulled away too. I was lost, hated who I'd become. She leans forward, eyes wet. I want us back. Counseling, whatever it takes. I'll be open. Everything on the table. Her words hang there, heavy, and I see her shake, fragile in a way I haven't seen since her mom passed. She's not the defiant woman from the kitchen anymore. She's broken, reaching. Part of me wants to reach back. I sip my coffee, black and bitter, and let the memories creep in. Our first dance at the reception, her stepping on my toes, both of us laughing till we couldn't breathe. Her sitting by my bed in '04, pneumonia racking my lungs, her cool hand on my forehead while I burned. Those years built something, love, loyalty, a life. My heart tugs, aching for that Linda, the one I'd have walked through fire for. But then I see it again. Her lips on his, the photos trembling in my hands, the way she tracked me down through our old mechanic buddy Joe, like I tracked her. It's a twist that stings. She's playing my game now, using our network, our past, to pull me in. Is it regret, or just her needing something steady again? I set the mug down, fingers tight around it, and wrestle with it. Love's a ghost whispering in my ear, but self-respect's louder, telling me I'm worth more than being her fallback. The waitress drops off a slice of pie, cherry, unasked for like she remembers us, and Linda's still talking, promising change. I look at her, really look, and see the woman I married fading behind the one who broke me. I gave you everything I had, I say, voice rough but steady. You threw it away for 6 months with him. Her mouth opens, then shuts, tears spilling down her cheeks. She grabs my hand, but I pull back, slow, deliberate. I don't know if I can, Linda. I stand, toss a 10 on the table, and walk out. Her sobs follow me, soft, choking sounds, but the door swings shut, cutting them off. Outside, the air's cold, the streetlights buzzing, and I'm stuck between what was and what's next. Love's pulling one way, dignity the other, and I don't know which wins. I climb into my truck, engine rumbling to life, and drive off with the questions still hanging, heavy as the night. Weeks drag by after the diner, each one quieter than the last. The house feels bigger now, hollowed out, but I'm not drowning in scotch anymore. Linda's calls taper off, then stop, until tonight. I'm in the kitchen, stirring instant coffee, when my phone buzzes. Her name lights up the screen, and I answer, bracing myself. Frank, she says, voice thin, I've been thinking. I stay silent, letting her fill it. I can't do it, I finally say, cutting through her pause. Trust gone, Linda. I won't live wondering if you're sneaking off again. She breathes sharp, then tries one last play. I'm moving to Florida. Fresh start. New job, new place. Come with me. We can leave all this behind. I lean against the counter, picturing it. Palm trees, ocean air, her beside me like nothing happened. It's tempting, a soft pull on the old strings of my heart. But I shake my head, even if she can't see it. I need my own start, Linda. Alone. The line goes quiet, then clicks dead. That's it. The end of us. I don't waste time. Next morning, I'm in the spare room, pulling her things from shelves and drawers. Photo albums, us grinning at Niagara Falls, her pregnant with a kid we lost early. Go into a box, each one a quiet goodbye. Her knitting needles, tangled in blue yarn, clatter in next. Her coats, her mugs, that shampoo bottle I kept tripping over, they pile up by the door. It's not anger driving me. It's clarity. I dig out a lawyer's card from my wallet. Some guy, Joe, recommended years back, and I set on the desk. Divorce papers are coming, and I'm ready. The weight's lifting, piece by piece, like I'm stripping a rusted chassis down to its frame. I haul the boxes to the porch for her to pick up, lock the door, and feel the air shift. It's mine now, this house, this life. I've got to rebuild it my way. Later, I'm out on the porch swing, watching the sun dip below the Cleveland skyline. The sky's streaked orange and purple, and the swing creaks under me like always. I sip my coffee, cold now, and think about it all. The cookout where I met her, the years we stitched together, the night I saw her kiss him. Truth cost me everything, I muttered to the empty yard, but it gave me back myself. It's a hard lesson, carved deep like a groove in metal. I loved her, built my world around her, but I'm still here, still Frank Russo, the guy who can fix what's broken. Not us, maybe, but me. The sting's there, a dull ache in my chest, but it's lighter than it's been in years. I'm not just the guy she left behind anymore. I'm the guy who chose to walk away. The next day, I'm at the library, first time in decades, flipping through a flyer I grabbed from the gas station. Classic car restoration, beginner's class. It says, starting next week at the community center. I think about my old garage, the tools gathering dust, the '72 Chevy I always meant to bring back to life. My hands itch to hold a wrench again, to feel metal give under my grip. I sign up right there, scribbling my name on the form with a pen that's half out of ink. It's not a big thing, no grand fix for a busted heart, but it's a start. Driving home, the lake glints on my left, and I crack the window, letting the March air rush in. It's cool, sharp, alive. I'm alone yet, but not lost. The road's mine now, and I've got miles to go, maybe not with her, but with the man I've always been, the one I'm still becoming.